Beautiful day out. So I actually slept pretty nice at this picnic area last night. There wasn't too many cars that came down the road after pretty much 11 o'clock. There was maybe one or two that I heard. But other than that, it was actually pretty nice. There was a RV that stayed here last night right there. And then a guy in a truck that stayed in front of me. Now it's Border Patrol. Don't know what they're doing, but they've been there for like an hour and a half. Only thing I know, they're not here to kick me out, because that sign right there says I can be here for at least 24 hours. And that's one of the things that's good about van life in Texas is all over the state, they have these little pull-out picnic areas where you can pull in and you're actually allowed to sleep in your vehicle overnight, but you can't spend more than 24 hours there. So if you're ever driving across Texas and you need a place to sleep for the night and don't feel like buying a hotel, just look for a picnic area. So since we're only about an hour away from the US-Mexico border, last night I was looking online and I found this spot. And yes, I know I need to do my dishes. I'll do them soon, probably later today. Since we are so close to the US-Mexican border, it's only about an hour south that way. I went online last night and found the closest humanly possible spot that we can set up and camp out in overnight. So the spot itself is actually only like 50 yards from the border, which in reality is just the Rio Grande. Not gonna lie, it makes me feel cooler making coffee like this, but I hate doing it. I would much rather just have a K-cup. This takes way too long. But it looks aesthetic, especially with the mountains in the background. I don't know. I also think I'm gonna try to cook up some homemade Doritos Locos tacos and see how well I can make that Dorito crusted shell in the van. But before we head down there or do any of that, I'm gonna head up to the small town of Marathon, Texas, which is the closest town to Big Bend National Park. And one, pick up some groceries, and two, check out the town a little bit. Because big cities already get enough visitors each year, and most of you guys probably already know what's going on in most of them. So I want to kind of try to show you guys what small town America is all about. So this town really isn't far from where we currently are. It's only like 10 minutes away, back down that way. But for some reason, before you get there, they have this border patrol station set up where they were having some people pull over and I guess check in the vehicles or something. So I'm hoping we don't have to waste time doing that, but I guess we'll see. All right, so this is that inspection station I was talking about, but it doesn't look like it's open. So luckily, we did not have to pull over to get checked out by Border Patrol. And there she is, Marathon, Texas, USA. And I did come up here last night before I got to my spot and drove around a little bit. It does look like a pretty cool little small town. So I think right here is the kind of main strip downtown area. Got a little cafe right there, post office, liquor store, and then I think right there is a bar. But I see a sign right there that says the French Grocer. So I'm gonna head over to the grocery store, pick up those ingredients first, and then go check out the rest of the town. All right, grab myself a basket. Doesn't look like they have a huge selection of food here, but should be good enough for what we need to do. Ground beef, sustainably sourced ground beef, some white corn tortillas, tomatoes, and then I'm gonna build the molds for these tacos because I got white corn tortillas. So I'm gonna build the molds so that I can bake them into little taco shells out of this aluminum foil. And then we can't forget the most important piece, some Doritos.
This one, and then we'll start another batch. Wildlife is great.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Do you mind if I record? I do like travel videos to check out. much.
Do you need a bag?
Yes, please. I'm also going to check out the town after I leave here before I head down to towards Big Bend. So anything I should check out, see?
Quite a few.
Awesome.
I'll give you the recommendations if you'll give me just a second.
No problem at all. Take your time. I'm also going to grab a cup of coffee as well.
You sure can. 2 blocks north, 2 blocks north, you will see the Methodist church. It's under construction, but the doors on the Methodist church and the doors on our Catholic church right across the street from the house, we call it the House of Many Colors. And
Cool.
then across the street's the Catholic church. Those doors were hand carved. Her artwork was in the Smithsonian at one time.
Oh,
She
really?
was a very famous sculptor and artist. The railroad tracks, the very first street that turns to the left, take it, and you have the Gage Gardens.
Well, thank you very much.
There
Appreciate
is your
it.
town history.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You got it.
It was nice. What was your name?
I'm JJ.
JJ? Ryan, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Ryan. And if you need anything else, I promise, just come in and ask, and we'll
Awesome.
We'll get
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
The lunch ones are...
All right. So she gave me the entire history of the town and all the cool things to see. That was pretty neat. But this bag is so heavy, I gotta put it down. Ooh. So I think I'm gonna throw out that Folgers. I don't really like the taste of it. It's just not very good coffee. Got a coffee while I was in there. But I'm gonna put all these groceries away, and then I'm gonna go check out some of the cool spots in town that she told me about before I head down to my spot to make the tacos. And I'm just gonna leave this meat out kind of in with my dishes to let it thaw out since it's frozen solid. So I think the first thing we're gonna go see is those hand-carved doors by Maisie Lee on the church that's down the street up here. So apparently this Maisie Lee came down to Texas in the early 1900s, saw all the good-looking cowboys, and decided to marry one and stay here. She was a self-taught artist who specialized in wood carvings, and according to JJ at the counter, actually had something in the Smithsonian, so that's pretty cool. I think it's right up here. Definitely looks like a church building, and I'm guessing that's the House of Many Colors that she was talking about too. But there they are. Those are her doors. So I was reading up on her before I came over here, and she was born in 1918, died only 5 years ago in 2018. And this is, I guess, kind of the legacy that she leaves behind, is these hand-carved doors. It's pretty cool. Very interesting stuff. But I think the next thing I'm gonna go check out is that hotel that she said was down the street. She said it was a pretty cool looking hotel. See if maybe we can take a tour of that place. Also, I do want to say that that is one of the cooler houses I've seen since traveling the country. At the very least, it's original, which you don't see too much of nowadays. So I think this is it, and each one of these are hotel rooms. So that's a hotel room right there. That little yellow shed thing back there is a hotel room, I think. I don't know, it looks pretty small. That's a hotel room. That little shed is a hotel room. I think that's the main entrance. And then all of these are also hotel rooms. This is so cool. Over that's a hotel room. That's its own hotel room. Looks like someone just grabbed a bunch of stuff and threw it together in these little buildings. I think that'd be a cool place to stay if you're ever coming through Marathon, Texas on your way to Big Bend. I'm gonna see if I can go walk inside. Maybe get a tour of one of these rooms. Maybe not. I think that was a hotel room, I'm not sure. But the door was unlocked. No one was in there. I don't really know where the main entrance is, but pretty cool. Well, I'm not just gonna blindly walk into any more buildings, so I think I'm gonna get out of here. But like, they've got some weird ones. Like, look at that. That one is like just like a little Hobbit dome painted yellow. And they've actually got a sign right there with all the different names of the hotel rooms. You got a Goat Shed, Beehive, Spirit Room, Nabalam, and Stone Cottage. All right, I think it's time to say goodbye to Marathon, Texas, and head down to our spot to camp tonight. Oh, they even have a brewery and a barbecue right there. There's actually a lot going on for being such a small town. finally made it. That felt like such a long drive. But this is where we will be camping tonight. All right, so we got a spot right here next to this first little teepee. So that was definitely one of the more scenic drives that I've ever taken in the van. It was beautiful driving in through the valleys. Yeah, this is the spot, just at this little, again, another Texas picnic area, but this one's got big old teepees for us to hang out in. And there's even a grill. I should get some charcoal one of these days and use one. But from where we're standing right here, if I pull up my map, I really can't be any closer to the Mexican border, which is right there. It's about 20 yards down that way. You can see the river there, so just on the other side of that river, that right there is Mexico. Can't really get much closer than that. But yeah, honestly, a lot of these Texas like picnic sites are even better than some of the wilderness spots because they're level, they've got trash bins. I mean, they got teepees with tables at this one, and the scenery here is actually pretty nice, but there are a ton of little bugs flying around. There is no chance that I'm keeping my door open. Literally just flew in my ear. What I was saying is there's no chance that I'm cooking or leaving the door open for any amount of time. I don't know if you can see them all flying around. And someone last time said that they might have been coming in from the vents. So I'm just gonna go ahead and close all those vents so the bugs can't get in that way if that's how they got in last time. I'm really hoping these bugs aren't as smart as the last ones. But at least it's supposed to be pretty cold tonight, so I can keep my roof vents closed so at least they won't get in that way. All right, so before I do anything else or get started cooking, I think the first thing I'm gonna do is clean those dishes. Beautiful, just in time to make more of a mess with more dishes. So, I think I'm going to try a couple different ways to make these Doritos Locos taco shells with a couple different ingredients and see which one works the best. Because I've never done this before and I'm not too sure how it's gonna work out. And I'm also not frying them. I think the best way to do this would be to fry them, but I don't feel like dealing with the oil, so I'm just gonna bake them in the oven and hope that they turn out good. But my plan is to basically coat these tortillas in something that's going to allow the Doritos to stick to them and then bake onto them when I put them in the oven. And I'm gonna try 3 different substances and just see which one works the best. There we go. And I got this new thermometer for my oven because I'm 90% sure this thing is not accurate and does not actually heat the oven up to whatever temperature you set it to. So I'm gonna set it to 400, let it preheat for like 15 minutes, and we're gonna see what it's actually at. But now that we've got that preheated, we can start working on these taco shells. So the first substance that I'm gonna use is going to be hot sauce. And the only hot sauce that I have is this Old Bay hot sauce. So I'm just gonna smother both sides. So I think before I start getting these tortillas ready, we'll whip out the blender. I'm just gonna throw the Doritos in the blender so that I can get them as fine as possible to give them the best chance of sticking to those tortillas. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to press some of this Dorito dust into there. All right, there we go. 1 tortilla done, 3 to go. Second substance I'm going to use is going to just be some good old-fashioned olive oil. And there we go. That is tortilla number 2. For tortilla number 3, I'm just going to use some of this butter that I've been melting, rub it around on both sides, and then cover this one just like I did the others. And there we go. That is the final tortilla number 3. They all kind of stuck very similarly, so I'm expecting them kind of all to cook the same, but I guess you guys can leave your guesses in the comments which one's going to cook the best. This one's the Tabasco, this one's the oil, this one's the butter. Now I just need to make the tinfoil molds for them so that they fold over into little taco shells. Just kind of like that, and I'll do that 2 more times, and then we'll get these in the oven. Okay, so we've got our 3 shells draped over our 3 molds. I had to add this little tinfoil wedge because they didn't drape over like I thought they would. I guess that's because they're corn tortillas, but I think the oven is preheated. Yeah, we're right around 320 25. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these in for 15, maybe 20 minutes, just until they get nice and crispy. And then while we wait for those, I'm gonna start making the taco meat and the fillings. So it took a while for this to defrost. It's like kind of defrosted, but not fully, so I had it sitting in water, trying to get it to defrost quicker, so I think it's just good enough. So gross looking. All right, so it took a little bit longer than I wanted to because the core of that meat log was like completely frozen, so it took a while for it to kind of unfreeze and then cook. But now that we've got all this ground meat browned, we can add our spice mix, which is just a mixture of all of these spices that I have laid out on the counter. And that's just paprika, cayenne, chili pepper, garlic powder, red pepper flakes, onion powder, and oregano. Oh, and I also forgot I want to add onions to this. All right, I cut those up really quick and throw these in. And then that's pretty much it for the taco meat. Looking beautiful. And I really wish that I could cook with the doors open. Sometimes it really sucks when there's bugs because sunset is so nice. I don't know if you can see it in the reflection through the mountains, but it would be nice if it wasn't for those gnats. I don't even think they're mosquitoes this time. They look really, really small. They're like little gnat bugs. I don't know what they are. All I know is I don't want them in my van. And I don't know if the taco shells are done yet. I can't tell if they're stiff or not. I'm gonna give them like 3 or 4 more minutes and then we'll pull them out. Also, the oven never got above 300 and I have it set to 420, so it's good to know what my actual temperature is on the oven now. So while I wait for those tacos to finish baking up, I'm gonna finish the prep work by cutting up this lettuce and tomato, so that way once they're done, we can just piece them all together and eat. There we go. All right, the taco shells might be just about done. Oh, they look so good. But just in case you guys didn't remember, this is the hot sauce, this is the oil, this is the butter. My only question now is whether the cheese dust is actually going to stay on there while I make them. Oh, look at that. That's nice. Hot sauce one looks good. Now we've got oil, which feels a lot flimsier, like all this dust is just ready to fall off. So oil actually doesn't hold together as well. Almost all of it has fallen off that side, as the hot sauce one does. And then up third is butter. All right, so butter seems to be holding together better than the oil, but definitely not as good as the hot sauce. Hot sauce one, by far, holds on to that dust way better than the oil or the butter. This is the hot sauce one, almost no bald spots. Oil, bald completely on one side, falling off all over the place. Butter, a little bit better. So there you go. Now you guys know if you ever want to make your own Doritos Locos tacos at home, definitely use hot sauce. Homemade Doritos Locos tacos in a van. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect there to be this significant of a difference between what you use to actually attach these ground up Doritos to the shell, but I mean, you guys be the judge. That is the hot sauce taco. This is the butter taco, still flaking off all over the place, barely anything on there. That's the butter one. And then this is the oil one. Got a little bit more holding on that side, but nothing on that side. And it's not even like it's close. The hot sauce one, completely covered, no flaking whatsoever. I'm gonna try the butter one first, which is basically just a regular taco at this point. So cheers. All right, so up next, I'm gonna eat the hot sauce one because it's the one I'm most excited to eat. That one is way better. I mean, not only does the hot sauce hold on to the cheese dust better, but it adds so much extra flavor to the taco. That is delicious. That's one of the best tacos I've ever had. Who would have thought hot sauce would be the one that works the best? I'm not gonna lie, for some reason I thought it was gonna be butter. Yeah, I mean, this one literally held on to none of it. I'm still gonna eat it. That was delicious. Make sure if you guys try this recipe out, use the hot sauce, don't even waste your time with the other two. All right, so I actually ended up turning on my vent fan to kind of pull some of that hot cooking air out of the van and cool me off a little bit because it was getting a little bit hot in here. And it's been on for like 10 minutes and I don't see any bugs coming out through that vent or through that vent. And there's no bugs in the van yet. So we're doing good so far, but I'm gonna clean this whole mess up, and then I'm gonna take a shower, or at least a van life version of a shower. And I'm gonna clean this up in 2.3 seconds. Boom, just like that, just good as new. So I don't know how well you guys have been paying attention to my videos, but if you've watched the last 3 or 4 videos, you'll know that I haven't properly showered in 4 or 5 days. So I'm feeling very gross. It was nice yesterday having that hot spring, made me feel a little bit cleaner, but to make myself feel a little bit better until I can get a real shower tomorrow, which I plan on doing. If you've watched my channel for a long time, you'll know what these are. Dude wipe showers. Essentially just gigantic, super strong baby wipes that you wipe down your whole body with. So I'm gonna take the time right now to wipe down pretty much my entire body with this cloth, but I will not be recording that, so I will check in with you once I'm done. All right, I'm all showered, changed, feel clean. And the last thing I gotta do to round off the cleaning is take a quick head shower in the sink. So for those of you guys who are wondering, why would I not just use the shower that I have built into my van? And for those of you guys who don't know, yes, I do have a shower in my van, but the answer to why I'm not using it, and you would know this if you watched my van life winter road trip series, so if you haven't, go watch that. But I disconnected my hot water heater for the winter time so that my hot water heater doesn't freeze and kind of burst open. So I don't have any hot water, and technically I could take a shower. My shower's right there. If you want to see how it works, you can watch my van tour, but it's a hidden pull-out shower. And technically I could take a shower, but it would just have to be a cold shower, and it's cold out tonight, so I don't feel like doing that. But anyways, it is getting late. I'm tired. I've been driving around a lot the last 2 or 3 days, so I think I'm probably just gonna brush my teeth and then go to bed, honestly, because I don't even have service in this canyon, so there's not really much else to do. I can't watch TV, can't play Xbox, can't sit on my phone, so I'm probably just gonna head to bed and then get out of here kind of early tomorrow morning. But as always, I truly appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button. It really does help out the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.